Welcome to the Middle Township School District. It is our hope that your time substituting will be a rewarding experience. The information in this training video will assist you with your daily routine as a substitute. We hope that it will benefit you by answering some of your questions. A substitute teacher is a professional employee of the Middle Township Public Schools and is consequently governed by all policies of the Board of Education and by professional ethics. We are proud of our teachers and we expect our substitute teachers to dress and conduct themselves using the same high standards which have been set by the staff. Below is the salary guide information for substitute teaching. Should you have any change in your working availability, please notify Maria Scrignoli at 609-465-1800, extension 3101. It is the responsibility of the substitute to notify the district of the certificate held. It is assumed that all substitutes have a substitute certification and will be paid at the $100 per day rate, unless we have received regular certification. Substitutes are to obtain IDs when they report to the main office in the morning. All staff members are issued staff IDs with their photograph. Teachers must wear them whenever in the building. All visitors are required to wear IDs as well. Students are told to notify teachers of anyone in the building not wearing IDs. The Board of Education recognizes that the district has been entrusted both to educate its students and to ensure each student's personal well-being while under the care and supervision of district staff. As such, staff must continually maintain the highest level of personal and professional responsibility in the performance of this dual role as educator and caregiver. This high standard of conduct is applicable to all contacts between staff and students, whether they occur at district facilities during the course of the school day or outside the traditional school context. The Board of Education believes that the appearance and dress of teaching staff members is an important component of the educational program of this school district. The board has also adopted a mandatory standard dress policy for all students in grades preschool through 12th. It has been observed that the adoption of a mandatory standard of dress can promote school safety, improve discipline, and enhance the learning environment. Details of acceptable attire is further discussed in the Substitute Teacher's Handbook. The Board of Education will not tolerate sexual harassment of students by school employees, other students, or third parties. The board has established a grievance procedure through which school district staff and/or pupils can report alleged sexual discrimination, including sexual harassment. Details on this are listed in the Substitute Teacher's Handbook. Harassment, intimidation, and bullying guidelines are also listed in the Substitute Teacher's Handbook. Bullying occurs when a stronger or more dominant child repeatedly hurts, threatens, or torments a more vulnerable child. Forms of bullying are spreading rumors about others, writing nasty things about classmates, as well as intimidating or threatening others repeatedly. If you suspect bullying, you are asked to contact the people listed on the Substitute Teacher's Handbook, page 7. Staff are asked to promote cooperation and caring, as well as knowing their HIB policies. Please look through this policy for a thorough explanation. We will now take a more thorough look at each building's policies and procedures, beginning with elementary number 1.
Welcome to elementary number 1. Please refer to page 17 of your substitute handbook. All substitutes are expected to arrive at 8:25 a.m. to sign in the main office. If for some reason you are going to be delayed, contact us at 463-1900 as soon as possible so that we may make the necessary arrangements until you arrive. All substitutes should turn in their substitute teacher daily report form to the main office at the end of the workday, which is 3:35 for teachers. Homeroom procedures. Greet the children as they enter the classroom. Have morning work available for students to complete at their desks. After the 8:55 bell, complete the daily attendance form and the lunch order form. collect any notes that are sent in, send all of the above with a student for delivery to the main office and the cafeteria. If any help is needed, the main office may be reached by picking up the telephone and dialing 1204. Classroom procedures. Write your name on the board and introduce yourself to the class. Follow the lesson plans provided by the classroom teacher. Never leave the class unsupervised. Only send one male and one female student to the bathroom at a time, unless there is an emergency. If a student is seeking medical attention, complete a pass for the nurse and send that student to the nurse's office located next to the main office. Non-teaching duty assignments. At elementary number 1, all special area, basic skills, and resource room teachers have non-teaching duty assignments. Please check with your teacher's schedule to see where and when to report for duty. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact an administrator for assistance. Discipline. General discipline concerns should be reported back to the teacher. Major disciplinary concerns that warrant immediate attention should be referred to administration by completing the Middle Township Elementary Number 1 discipline form and sending that child to the main office. If an emergency behavioral incident exists with a student, please contact the main office via the telephone, pick up the telephone and dial 1204 and a secretary will answer. Fire drill and emergency evacuation. Maps are displayed in each classroom that highlight the emergency evacuation route that should be taken for moving out of the classroom and the building. Be sure to bring the security folder hanging near the door, a classroom list, and your substitute information with you. Stay with your class at all times and take attendance once you are outside to ensure all students are accounted for. Students should remain outside until the announcement is made to return to the building. Upon returning to the classroom, attendance should be taken once again to ensure that all students have returned safely. In the event a student is missing, please notify the main office. The security folder hanging near the door contains a detailed explanation of all of our security drills. Please look them over. We look forward to working with you here at Elementary Number 1. Thank you.
First of all, welcome to Elementary Number 2, and thank you for guest teaching in one of our classrooms for the day. Upon arrival, park in either the lot out front or on the side of the building. Sign in at the main office by 8:30. Additional information will be provided at that time. If for some reason you're going to be delayed, please call 465-1827 extension 2002 as soon as possible. You will be given a substitute badge that you are to wear to identify yourself, as well as the attendance sheet for the class you are covering. Before departing at the end of the day, check the PM duty schedule, which should be in the provided substitute folder. After all buses have departed at 3:40, report back to the main office to sign out and return your substitute badge. Our school day runs on a full day from 8:30 a.m. until 3:45 p.m. On early dismissal days, we have school from 8:30 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. Children arrive at homeroom between 8:50 and 9:10. Please do not take attendance until 9:10. Attendance sheets are provided for each homeroom. The office staff will give you the attendance sheet for the classes you are covering. Once attendance has been taken, please send the form to the main office with the student. Lunch sheets are located in the homeroom and to be completed by the substitutes or students and walked to the cafeteria by a student by 9:15 a.m. Please make sure that you introduce yourself to the class. Follow the lesson plans as provided by the classroom teacher. Never leave your class unsupervised. If a student needs medical attention, please complete a pass for the nurse and send the student with the pass to the nurse's office located inside of the main office. Please walk students to and from all specials, the cafeteria, and at bus dismissal time. Monitor students on the playground during recess time. Please do not use your cell phone while students are in the room. If you leave during your lunch break, sign out at the main office prior to leaving and sign back in when you return. There are some non-teaching duty assignments that you may see detailed in your teacher's substitute plans. They could be AM bus duty, which was in the front of the building, AM hallway duty, a lunch duty, or a PM bus duty or PM parent pickup duty. All teachers who do not have a specific duty are expected to be outside of their classroom doors, assisting with supervising the hallways. For any disciplinary concerns, general misconduct should be reported to the teacher for follow-up the next day. Any major misconduct infractions that warrant immediate attention should be referred to the administration by using the Middle Township Discipline Referral Form. If there is an immediate problem or an emergency exists with a student, please contact the office as soon as possible. You can do this by calling extension 2002 or 2003. Please take a walkie-talkie with you anytime that you are outside of the building for recess. They are available in the main office. In case of an emergency, please call the office so that a school nurse may be contacted, extension 2002, 2003, or 2004. If a wheelchair is needed for an injury, please let the office know so that they can make necessary arrangements and take all necessary precautions. Refrain from moving the student if seriously injured. In case of a minor injury or illness, you may use a pass to send the child to the nurse's office directly. Fire drill or emergency drills. Please review the packet that can be found hanging near the door, usually near the clock, in each classroom. Please check the wall for the exit map of the building. In case of a fire drill, exit with the nearest exit highlighted on the map next to the door. Please take the emergency packet with you, as well as your attendance book and your substitute teacher folder. Make sure the windows are shut, lights are off, and the door is closed when you leave. The same procedure exists for an evacuation drill. If that is the case, we will then move from the school grounds to our evacuation location on Boyd Street. If we have a lockdown drill, please follow the procedures listed in the emergency packet on hanging by the clock. You will need to move all students to a far corner in the room, lower the shade, and lock the door. You will stay that way until you hear an all clear and your door has been locked by administration, our SRO, or our school security officers. In case of a shelter-in-place drill, you may move about the building as we have two versions of shelter-in-place. We have shelter-in-place in the building, during which you may move about the building as normal. You just may not enter or exit the building, nor let anyone into the building. We also have a shelter-in-place in the classroom. In this case, you may proceed teaching as normal, but no one is to leave the classroom. You do not have to lock the drill. There will be a PA announcement at the end of all drills to let you know that you can go back to normal procedures for the day. Student conduct rules. Students are expected to conduct themselves in a manner that respects the rights of others as outlined in their agenda books. Electronic devices such as handheld games or cell phones are not to be used during school time. Profanity or any other inappropriate language will not be tolerated at any time. Again, we would like to welcome you to elementary number 2. Thank you for joining us for the day. We hope you have a pleasant experience.
Hello, and welcome to the Middle Township Middle School. My name is Andre Hodges, Assistant Principal. The following will be general information regarding middle school substitute procedures. I also encourage you to read over the substitute handbook for more detailed information. All substitutes are expected to arrive by 7:30 a.m. to pick up substitute information. If for some reason you are going to be delayed, please contact us at 609-465-1834, extension 4000, as soon as possible so that we can make the necessary arrangements until you arrive. The substitute teacher should report to the main office to confirm their assignment and pick up the teacher-prepared plans and information you will need for the day. Please be certain to sign the ASOP attendance sheet, as failure to sign the sheet may result in no pay. All substitutes are expected to work a full day. The school day begins at 7:30 a.m. All substitutes are expected to remain until the close of the school day and may leave the building at 2:35. Please return the emergency lesson plans and other materials to the main office at 2:26 p.m. Substitute teachers may park in any of the public areas around the school except in the designated parking slots, such as the principal slot, vice principal slot, any slots labeled as reserved, or any handicap slots. In the event that you have to cover a homeroom, it will be the responsibility of the substitute teacher to make sure their rooms are available to their students by 7:30 a.m. All homerooms must be supervised by 7:30 a.m. General homeroom procedures include: teachers should mark absences on the attendance sheet with a number 2 pencil. All students must be in their homeroom by 7:45 a.m. Students are considered late to class if they arrive in homeroom after 7:45 a.m. without a pass. When announcements are completed, students are to proceed to their first mod class. The absentee forms will be picked up from your room. Opening exercises will consist of a morning greeting over the PA system. All students will then be led into a salute to the flag. Following the opening exercises, the morning announcements will be read over the PA system. All classroom rules, procedures, and instructional plans will be located in the substitute folder. Please contact the main office with any questions. A few helpful reminders. Always maintain a professional attitude. There should be no fraternization with pupils in or outside of school. Do not allow students to refer to you on a first name basis. Corporal punishment is prohibited. Always leave the classroom neat and orderly at the close of the day's assignment. Please remember, per board policy and New Jersey statutes, Middle Township School District is a totally smoke-free environment. No one is permitted to smoke anywhere on school property, including the parking lot areas. As far as non-teaching duty assignments, please check the teacher schedule and the duty schedule provided in the substitute folder. Duties may involve any of the following: AM bus duty in front of the building, AM parent drop-off, which is located on the side of the building, AM breakfast duty, AM hall duty, lunch duty, hall duty, PM bus duty, PM hall duty. General misconduct should be reported to the teacher for follow-up disciplinary action. Any major misconduct infractions that warrant a prompt response should be addressed by requesting an administrator to come to the room or by submitting a written disciplinary referral. If a student wishes to meet with his guidance counselor, he or she must schedule an appointment before homeroom. If a student has a guidance appointment, he or she will have a written pass indicating the time and date. In case of serious injury, immediately call the office so that the school nurse may be contacted. School nurse extension 4006, Main office extension 4000. Please make sure that you review all fire drill and evacuation procedures which are located in the substitute folder. This concludes general information. If you have any questions at any time, please contact the middle school main office at extension 4000.
Welcome to the Middle Township High School Substitute Teacher Information Session. This recording is designed to provide important information for substitute teachers working in our high school. After listening to the recording and reading through the Substitute Teacher Handbook, should you have any further questions, please call the high school main office at 609-465-1852, extension 5000. Reporting and departing information. All substitute teachers are expected to arrive before 7:30 a.m. to pick up the substitute information. The substitute teacher will report to the main office, sign their name on the substitute sign-in sheet, receive a substitute ID badge, and check their teacher's mailbox for the homeroom packet and any other important materials. Supervisors may have additional information regarding substitute plans. Please check with them before your day starts. If for any reason you're going to be delayed or can't make it, please contact the high school main office as soon as possible at 609-465-1852, extension 5000. The school day ends at 2:18 on a regularly scheduled day. At the end of the day, return your substitute materials to the appropriate teacher's mailbox or the supervisor. Return your substitute ID badge to the main office, and all substitutes are expected to stay until 2:30 p.m. in the building. Copies of the full day and early dismissal schedules are included in the Substitute Teacher Handbook. Staff parking. Staff members may park in any of the public areas around the school except in the designated parking spots. There is a parking lot near the main entrance of the high school and middle school near the tennis courts with ample parking. Classroom procedures. A roster for each class period will be located in the substitute teacher's plans. Legally, teachers must take attendance in all periods. Please take the attendance on the appropriate attendance sheet. Follow the seating chart if a teacher has left you one. Students who arrive late should have a pass. If a student arrives late with no pass, please make a notation for the teacher. Put your name on the board and introduce yourself to every single class. Do not allow students to refer to you on a first-name basis. Remain professional at all times. Follow the plans of the classroom teacher. Complete the substitute daily report and return that to the main office at the conclusion of your day. Remain in your assigned rooms or areas at all times when the students are present. Refrain from giving student passes unless it's an emergency. Our homeroom procedures. Middle Township High School is on a 4-day rotating schedule. Homeroom is after the second class of the day from 9:27 to 9:35 a.m. Students will remain in their second class of the day until the end of homeroom. Our homeroom period is used for the daily attendance report or our absentee list. Please take your attendance as soon as possible and bring that down to the main office. If for any reason an attendance sheet is not available, please have students sign in on a separate sheet of paper and send that down to the main office. During homeroom, announcements and the pledge will take place. Students are not by law required to stand for the flag salute but cannot disrupt this process in any way. Insist that everyone listens to the announcements. Helpful reminders. Middle Township School District is a totally smoke-free and drug-free environment. No one is permitted to smoke or vape anywhere on school property, including the parking lots. Maintain a positive and professional attitude at all times. Leave the classroom neat and orderly at the close of the day's assignment. Leave a note for the teacher about the class's progress, behavior, or anything else you may find important. Comments to our students should always be positive in nature. If a student is emotional, we look to de-escalate that situation. You may need the assistance of a guidance counselor or a security guard in these situations. Maintain a professional demeanor with the students at all times. Do not allow students to refer to you on a first-name basis. At no point should you share or ask about political views, personal medical information including vaccination status, or student social media accounts. Refrain from comparing schools, teachers, and other things in conversations. If you use social media, you should maintain a positive social media presence. Inappropriate social media use may result in your termination from your position. Do not share any student's personal information with any other students. Discretion is essential when dealing with confidential information. Cell phone use for staff. You are not able to appropriately supervise students if you are using your cell phone. Substitute teachers should limit the use of their cell phones to emergencies only while in class. Students should not be photographed or recorded. In the event that you are in a long-term substitute position, you will plan, grade, and maintain records in much the same way as a regular teacher. A department supervisor will confer with you on this procedure. Non-teaching duty assignments. A description of each duty has been included in the substitute teacher handbook. Please review these based on your teaching assignment. Should you have any of these duties on your schedule for the day, please make sure you're aware of what is expected of you to complete these during those periods. Should you have any questions, please ask an assistant principal or someone in the main office. Student discipline. Minor general misconduct should be reported to the teacher for follow-up discretionary action. Major misconduct infractions that warrant immediate attention should be referred to the assistant principal by using the Middle Township High School disciplinary referral form. If an immediate problem or emergency exists with a student, please contact the assistant principal as soon as possible. You can do this by using the phone in each classroom and dialing extension 5000. A student should not be sent out of class without a security guard down to the main office. Should you need a security guard, you can look down the hallway, find another teacher for help, or let the main office know when you contact that you need a security escort for a student from your classroom. Guidance Department. If a student wishes to meet with his or her counselor, he or she must schedule an appointment in advance. If a guidance counselor has an appointment, the student will have a written pass indicating the time and date. If you have any concerns about a student who appears to be in serious crisis or a severe emotional state, or somehow learned of a potential harmful situation to a student, please inform an assistant principal and/or counselor as soon as possible. To reach guidance, you can dial extension 5014 or extension 5017. To reach the main office, please dial extension 5000. Emergency procedures. In case of a serious and immediate emergency, call the main office at extension 5000 so that we can contact the school nurse. If a wheelchair or other medical equipment is necessary for the injury, please let the main office know so they can make necessary arrangements and take all necessary precautions. Refrain from moving a student if seriously injured. In the case of a minor injury or illness, you may issue a pass to the nurse after contacting the nurse at extension 5527 to make sure the nurse is present in their office and expecting the student. Emergency drills. 2 safety drills are executed each month to prepare for emergency situations. Purple emergency folders are located in each classroom. Please take the time to review the procedures for all emergency situations and drills in the substitute teacher's handbook. Should you have any further questions about the emergency drills, you can contact an administrator or the director of security. It is important that you review these procedures so that you are prepared in the event that we have an emergency drill on a day when you are working in the district. Student conduct rules. Students are expected to conduct themselves in a manner that respects the rights of others. Students in the hallway must have a written pass, which includes the student's name, date, time, and destination, as well as the signature by the issuing staff member. Please make sure that the student has an appropriate pass if you send them into the hallway or a destination other than your classroom in the building. Students must sign in when visiting areas such as the bathroom, nurse, guidance, main office, or anywhere else from their study hall or class period to verify their whereabouts. Students may not leave the building for lunch or any other time during the instructional day, unless they have signed out with an authorized early dismissal. This includes going to their vehicles in the student parking lot. Please do not allow or permit or write a pass for any student to leave the building. Should you see any student trying to enter the building, do not let them in any entrance to the building and direct them to the main office. This would go the same for any other adult outside of the building. Smoking or vaping is not permitted in the building, on school transportation, on school grounds, or at school-sponsored activities. Should you see or suspect any of these situations, please report that to a security staff member or an assistant principal as soon as possible. Students may only eat or drink in the cafeteria during lunch or breakfast times. Students are not permitted to take medications, prescription or non-prescription, in school unless they're supervised by the school nurse. A written permission letter and a labeled container that states the name of the medication, dosage, and the physician or pharmacy must be accompanied by such medication. Should you suspect, see, or hear about any student who may have medications in their possession or be under the influence of medications, please report that as soon as possible to the school nurse or an administrator. Profanity or any other inappropriate language will not be tolerated at any time. Gambling, including dice playing, cards, are never permitted on school property. Students are expected to conform to the stipulations of the dress code in all school sessions. Please review the dress code policy so that you are aware what students are permitted or not permitted to wear in your class. If you suspect a student of being under the influence of drugs or alcohol, that should be reported to the nurse or an administrator as soon as possible. If you suspect any harassment, intimidation, or bullying, or is reported to you, that needs to be reported to an administrator as soon as possible. Additional information can be found in the Substitute Teacher Handbook. Please make sure you thoroughly read through the handbook prior to subbing in our district. Thank you for taking the time to review our information and procedures. We look forward to having you as part of our staff.
We thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. Please complete the form listed on our website to confirm that you have viewed the presentation and received the handbook. We look forward to working with each of you.